Hey everyone, welcome to r/Tales from Tech Support, where we get to have a little chuckle at the technically disadvantaged. I'm Uncle Reddit, and have I got some stories for you. One cell site was driving me nuts. This was probably the most frustrating incident I ever experienced. While working for a large, heartless telecom company, I was involved in extending cell phone coverage by adding cell towers in rural areas. These sites had no facilities besides power for the most part, so the sites were connected to the network with point-to-point microwave T1 links. We had one site out on the flattest part of the state that for the most part worked fine. It had a link to another site about 15 miles down the road. For some reason, when spring rolled around though, every day at 12 exactly, the T1 uplink would fail. Did I mention this site was rural? Since there was no uplink, the site could not be troubleshot remotely, so I would have to drive the 100 or so miles to the site from our central office. Invariably, though, the site would be running again by the time I got there. After about the third try, I made an early trip down there to be on site at noon to see what was happening. Sure enough, 12 rolls around and down it goes. But nothing's wrong with the hardware at all. After another few days of 4 hours of windshield time and all the frustration I could stomach, I finally convinced the site engineer to come out with me. He was just as befuddled as I was until he climbed up the mast with a pair of binoculars to check the line of sight. "So that's what it is," he says. What was happening was, an almond farm directly between our two sites lit off their irrigation sprinklers every day at noon sharp. The change in humidity and air temp was just enough to bend the microwave line of sight so the link would drop. We swapped out the 2 GHz link for a 5 GHz one and never had another problem. But that one site definitely influenced my drinking for a while. I'll bet. I can't even imagine trying to troubleshoot that and then all of a sudden you realize that it's the sprinklers on a farm somewhere down the road. Amazing. Thou shalt warm up the tube. Hey y'all. That's the way he said it. Your X-ray repair guy here with another wonderful tale of fun. Before I begin, let me explain that certain companies require/recommend a warm-up of the X-ray tube every day or so, often to increase the lifespan of it. This is basically performing exposures on the system at a constant rate to warm the tube. The reason for this is that most of the energy used to create radiation becomes heat, and hitting a cold tube with a blast of radiation repeatedly can shorten its lifespan. Some folks decide to ignore this because reasons. Here's the tale. So I'm piddling about my day playing with radiation and other such dangerous things, or more likely responding to stupid emails about things I want nothing to do with. Suddenly a call comes in. "We're getting no exposures and errors when we turn on the machine. We need your assistance, X-ray repair guy." "To the man van." I jump in the man van and head to the site to see the issue. Yeah, y'all's tube is blown, like really, really blown. To explain what I've found, I'm able to see almost everything that happens on the system, including a little thing called tube warm-up bypasses. Most, if not all sites will have a few. Up to about 20 per the lifespan of the tube, if they're a really good site. This site had 2,200. That ain't no typo. I look through the log and can basically tell this is a bad X-ray tube. This customer is also not under a contract. Things are about to get expensive and I do kind of feel bad. I've seen this before when I was less experienced and it bit me in the butt when I explained it to the tech that caused it. I decided this time to take a picture and let management know so I could use the almighty rule of CYA. Cover your ass, for those that haven't seen it. I basically said, here's the problem I found. Here are the key errors. These are the measurements I took to confirm those errors and this, that 2200 number, is why I wanted to bring this to your attention. They were not doing any tube warm-ups. None. Zero. Nada. Y'all get my point. To shorten the rest of the story, I replaced the tube and performed the required calibrations. I do not know what happened to the tech/techs that were running the system, but I don't really feel sorry after they told me, "That's the first tube I've blown in 20 years. Sounds like a straight up lie. One quite large bill later that made my boss happy, I was done and on my way to the next job. My intern remarked, "Is stuff like that normal?" Yes and no. So I know in other fields, construction, automotive repair, things like that, there are things that you know the operators should be doing for their equipment, and you know darn well they're not. But you can't always prove it. How about you guys? You ever run across something where you know they're just either abusing the system or not warming it up right or whatever, and you can tell and you get to like kind of throw it in their face or sort of get a little gotcha out of the deal? Let me know in the comments. How working from home can backfire. I work for an X-ray imaging software company. A lot of X-ray stuff today. Given that our software facilitates virtually all modalities and fields of expertise where X-rays are useful, including bomb detection, it's compatible with many devices on the market, and we do what we can to provide support for all of them. But the bottom line is that we're software support. We know more about some devices than others, but generally speaking, if it's a hardware issue, we contact the manufacturer. So a few weeks ago, I get a call from a dental office that their Pano, machine isn't working. I remote in and discover there aren't any drivers for this device installed on this machine. IT replaced the machine and didn't install the drivers? So I tell the caller to call the manufacturer and have the drivers installed. I could have installed them, but this particular manufacturer has a ton of drivers, and the configuration thereafter is rather complicated. On top of that, I'm pretty sure many of this manufacturer's products require a license key. It's best just to let them do it. Much later in the day, I get the same office again. This time, the IT. He starts what turned into a really weird sob story about how the office has been railing him all day to get the Pano machine working, arguing, yelling, and he starts literally begging me to just help him figure it out. Definitely weird, so I try to calm him down and offer my assistance. I end up finding the drivers online, installing them, and as expected got held up at the configuration. We have nothing in our knowledge database on these products for whatever reason. I tell the IT we'll have to call the manufacturer to configure the device. Normally we just tell them to call, but the queue's super slow this day and this dude sounds like he's about to go into his garage, lock himself in his running car. So I do what no other tech would ever do and sat on hold with him for an hour and a half. While we were on hold, we both muted our mics. Not that we needed to. Couldn't hear anything over that god-awful hold music. When the tech finally picked up, it took me about 5 minutes to believe it, but the office IT was hammered. He spent about 20 minutes belligerently laying into the other tech about how their company was crap. Shouldn't have to wait that long, blah blah blah. Started saying, very slurred, "Are you on a fist disc for me, Steve? Are you? Are you stupid? Are you stupid, Steve?" Turns out Steve was 3D Pano machine support. This office was 2D. We needed to be transferred. Office IT kept calling him stupid though. Wouldn't let him transfer us. I finally stepped in and told Steve to transfer us. While on hold again, IT guy calmed down, commented on my customer service skills. It's true. I put on my absolute best CS personality for this show. Surprised myself a bit because I needed to bust out laughing so hard. Said he felt bad for yelling at Steve, but that he likes yelling at people. You know, usual drunk idiot ramblings. Eventually, we both go quiet. He starts doing something. I hear a shit ton of beer cans crashing around in the background, and then the call gets dropped. I'm just like, did that really just happen? Too long didn't read. Office IT gets drunk while waiting on hold to talk to the manufacturer support with me. Oh man! Okay, now y'all gotta answer this one. Have you ever run into a tech? Or you yourself as a tech? Come on, confessions guys. Run into a tech that has either gotten hammered like that, before he called you, or have you been that tech that's gotten hammered before you called somebody else for help or reamed them out? Let me know in the comments down below.
You can delete icons?
Short, baffling, and the result of a user in her 70s. Her laptop was in for some minor malware removal, and I didn't notice at first as her blue background was the exact same shade, but when I opened up the start menu, I noticed 2 icon-sized pieces of blue painter's tape on the lower left side of the screen. Okay, kind of weird, but I see people put weird stuff on laptops all the time, and it wasn't in the way really, it was just a weird thing to see. I finish up removing the malware and give her a call to let her know the computer's ready to be picked up. By appointment only, limit 1 customer and 1 employee in the shop at any given time. And before I hang up, I figure I have to ask about the tape because it'll turn into an "if it weren't for my horse, I wouldn't have spent that year in college" moment if I didn't and just left it. What? Me. Hey, one quick question. There's blue tape on your laptop screen? Her.
Oh yes, I tried Firefox and Thunderbird and didn't like them. I didn't want to see the icons anymore, so I put tape over them.
It took me a few seconds of silence to unstick all the gears in my brain that stopped when she said that. Me. Do you want me to uninstall Firefox and Thunderbird and remove the tape before you pick it up? Her.
You can remove programs and icons?
Not even the least bit sarcastic. Genuinely surprised to hear this information. Me. Yeah, or if you want the programs but not the icons, you can just drag the icons to the recycle bin. I can do that if you still want the programs. Her.
No, go ahead and delete them.
She's probably lucky she only had 2 icons she didn't want to see. I kept her laptop on and showed her where to go to uninstall programs and how to throw icons in the recycle bin once she came in to pick it up. It was one of those, I have to take a picture of this, it's so strange moments. And I did. Lazy people and secure emails. My company uses CRES for sending secure emails. We send out multiple training videos and documentation to the whole company on how to use it. We're moving to O365 but aren't quite ready to deploy that yet. I received a ticket to set up an account for an employee on our SFTP site. I set up the account and then asked her to check her inbox for the secure email containing the credentials. This is the following conversation. Lady. I can't open the secure email. Me. You can use the forgot password button if you don't know your credentials for CRES. Lady. What's CRES? Me. It's the web portal you're using to access the secure email I sent you, which contains the SFTP credentials. Lady. No, I'm using Chrome, and I don't have an account. Me. Starting to facepalm. Everyone at this company has a CRES account. Just click the forgot password button and it'll send you a new password. Lady. Since I have you on the phone, why don't you reset it for me? Me. There is a forgot password button that is readily available for situations like this. There is no need to be using up IT resources for something like this. Lady. I don't understand how I can get the password if I need a password to sign in. Me. Explain the process of using the forgot password button, as simply as I could explain it. Lady. Please just give me the password over the phone. I don't have time for this mess. Me. Neither do I. It's against security policies to give out creds over the phone. Use the forgot password button just like how I explained it. Lady. Can you explain it again? I was focusing on reading email. I honestly wonder how some people function in society. Yep. Called for help and couldn't even be bothered to pay attention. You guys ever run into this? Let me know down below. I can hear my TV in my phone. I work tech support for an ISP that provides cable TV service, internet service, and phone service. Well, that narrows it down. A customer called one night to complain that he can hear his TV through his phone. He described it as, "It's like my TV is tapping my phone line." Me equals me, and C equals confused customer. Upon answering the call, I could hear his TV in the background. It must have been cranked to the maximum. I asked him to turn it down, and when he claims to have turned it down, I could discern no audible difference in volume. Me. You said you can hear the TV through the phone? Confused customer.
Yes, anytime I'm talking on the phone, I can hear my TV through it, even when I'm in the kitchen.
Me. How far away is the kitchen? Is it a separate room or do you have a living room kitchen combo?
No, it's a separate room. I'll go in there and see if it's doing it now.
Keep in mind that the TV is still explosively loud at this point. He walks into the kitchen.
Alright, I'm in the kitchen now, and I can still hear the TV through the phone.
Me. Do you ever turn down or mute the TV when you're talking on the phone? Confused customer.
No, I never thought of doing that.
Me. Facepalm. Can we try turning the TV down or muting it? Confused customer.
I just turned it down a minute ago when you asked me to.
Me. Can we try turning it down lower or muting it? He mutes the TV. Me. Do you still hear the TV through the phone? Confused customer.
No. That's crazy. I don't hear the TV through the phone anymore. That fixed it.
Me. Good. Is there anything else I can help you with? Confused customer.
Yeah, there is. How am I supposed to hear my TV now when I'm on the phone?
Me. Second facepalm. Do you talk on the phone with your TV up as loud as it was before you muted it? Confused customer.
Yeah, all the time.
Me. That's the problem. Your TV is up way too loud to be talking on the phone. Most people either turn their TVs down enough or mute it when they have to talk on the phone. Confused customer.
Why would anyone want to do that?
Me. It's the polite thing to do? I phrase this as a question. Confused customer.
Polite. Right. Thank you. That fixed the issue, but I can't talk on the phone without hearing my TV at the same time. Do you think I'll keep hearing my TV through the phone?
Me. Unless you turn it down or mute it, yes. Not to sound rude, sir, but your TV was so loud when I answered the phone, I was nearly blown out of my chair. That got him laughing for a moment. Confused customer.
I'll just turn my TV down from now on. You have a good evening and thanks again.
Me. You're welcome. And if you have any more issues, just give us a call back. Too long didn't read. Customer calls in to complain he can hear his TV through his telephone. Like the TV is tapping his phone line. His TV is so loud I'm surprised his house wasn't blown apart. When he muted the TV, he stopped hearing the TV through the phone and got even more confused. I love my job. Oh, how wholesome was that? Good on you, OP, for not blasting the old guy. He probably had no idea what was going on. Time to get new batteries for the hearing aid, I guess. Hey, if you guys made it this far, you are legends. Do me a favor. Since you made it this far, you might as well click that subscribe button and the bell icon down there, right? I would really appreciate it.